Hi, all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as gypsydigs.com, and myself, Amanda Digger Degaz. Welcome to mid July, where the weather is, could be anything from 120 degrees to torrential flooding that washes everything away. And I'm sure we'll get talking about that in a minute. I also want to apologize for the last 2 weeks. Happy 4th of July. I think that was one of the weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Happy 4th of July. A little late. And then, yeah, last week. Technical difficulties. So, yeah, without further ado, hey, Gypsy, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Besides trying to beat the heat, of course, and I know you've had the tradition, the rains lately. So it's crazy weather, crazy weather. I know I brought the good weather when I came to visit you, but I
Yes,
guess
yeah.
after that it got cooler and rainy. And here in Texas today it was 105.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, however, I did get out this morning. Went metal detecting. Um, I'm in Dallas right now, so I went metal detecting with Jackie Silver Streak, and yesterday she found a silver merc, and I found some cool little trinkets today, but enough for a video. So, of course, always more trash when you're hunting in public areas, more trash than treasure, but it was fun nevertheless. And yeah, Miss Silver Streak pops a silver merc yesterday. So, woohoo!
It's
Love,
awesome.
love silver. Yeah. So, how about you? I know you said that you've been having this crazy rain. So, tell me about that.
So thankfully, I mean, the flooding hasn't been so much in my area, but definitely portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and yes, like up north Maine a little bit. Even then, like our culverts, so we have ditches with culverts, those have been filled. It's just these high pressure, crazy storms coming through, and then the sun pops out, it gets to 90 degrees with 100% humidity. John and I tried to sit outside a little bit earlier, and it was like pterodactyl sized mosquitoes, like bigger, like they're black and white looking, and there was
Holy crap.
nothing we could do. Like it's just we have the mosquito
Man, that
zap.
sounds like Texas mosquitoes. Well, I must have brought them with me when I
Yeah.
came to visit.
Yeah, now they've hatched and they're torturing us. Yeah.
Texas sized mosquitoes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because it's been so dry here, the mosquitoes haven't been as bad. I will say that. But yesterday, well, actually, was that this morning? I can't even remember. Maybe it was yesterday. I had wore shorts out to metal detect because it was so hot, even in the morning. But I got bent down to dig and got ants all over me. So if it's
Oof.
not mosquito ants, it's something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, we've got the ants and the mosquitoes, and there's these wonderful things called earwigs that are
Oh, those are
those are
gross looking.
yeah, they're not the pleasantest thing to see. Thankfully, though, I haven't had any ticks in a while. We have, Snow White here in Maine. We have a family of like three mama turkeys and about 16 baby turkeys. And
Aw,
so in the areas that I kind of traffic, I know that they're great tick hunters. So I've put a little bit of seed out for them so they come around and I'm like, "All right, get rid of those ticks."
yeah, what a great idea. Oh man. Turkeys are very intelligent. I'm metal detected around turkeys, and they're very intelligent creatures, really.
Yeah.
Um,
One of the moms knows when I'm out there. She hears me either laugh or whatever, talk on the phone, and she'll all of a
Come
sudden
visit.
come around the corner and or whatever the heck noise she makes, and I'm like, oh hey, yep. Um, so besides the squirrels, the chipmunks, we have a fox hanging
Oh,
around. We got all the animals,
speaking
all the
of chipmunks,
animals.
when I visited Amanda, we would get to feed the chipmunks, and I had one came up at her house that came up, and I don't remember if it was Chippy or what was the other one, Jiffy. I can't remember.
So there's Chippy, Skippy, Jiff, and yeah.
Okay, I don't remember which one it was. It might have been the one with the tail that was kind of smaller or something. I
Shorter.
can't remember.
Yeah, that's Chippy. He's the oldest of our rehabs.
Oh, well, Chippy, yeah, I came and got a peanut from my hand. It was so cute. They're so adorable. Oh man, yeah, so cute.
Yes.
Well, it's a shame it's so humid there because you're finally getting heat with all this rain. So, yeah, of course, it makes the worst humidity. Here in Texas, it's just dang hot.
Yeah.
I think today it said it was like 111 heat index. So,
Eek.
even though we got out this morning, we lasted till about noon. It didn't really heat up till after, well, around noon, I guess is when it heated up. Yesterday there was a cloud cover, which was nice. So we went out yesterday morning and yesterday evening, and so yeah, just this morning today. But always nice to get out, regardless. But we've been thinking of ways, to beat the heat. Here in Texas, I know we've probably talked about some of this on our podcast before, but number one way that I've always been able to beat the heat is this past weekend, I got to go visit my boys in North Austin area, and I took them, we drove to the Guadalupe River, and I got to do a quick hunt in the Guadalupe. I hunted for, I guess, approximately about 3 hours. Really, that whole time, probably not the whole time, but off and on for about 3 hours. And I got a video out of it. Nothing great. I was surely hoping for a ring or two, but since my boys were with me, I wanted to spend time with them as well. So got to watch them dive and jump off the where we were at on the river. There was like this cliff there where everybody was jumping off. Of course, I'm not daring enough to go jump off, but I would have loved to dive down there where they're jumping though and done some underwater metal detecting, but too many people jumping off. Not ready for that feat. But that's one way that I've always found in the summer to beat the heat is travel to the rivers, the beaches. Of course, it's too hot to hunt the beaches unless you're in the water or in the surf, where you can cool off. But here in this area, we've been thinking about researching some lakes. But again, some of the lakes in the local areas, sometimes you need permits. So that's another thing we'll have to research, which ones we need permits for. And the thing about it in some of these more rural areas is or I guess I should say, what I'm trying to say. You tend to have a lot of people from a lot of the metal detecting clubs that venture out to these lakes and stuff in the summertime. So it can get, if you don't beat the person that was there last, you may not have very good luck, or it may be kind of a waste of your time. You just never know, really. So instead, we've been hitting the parks, but a lot of times what we do is just wear like a bandana and soak it in cold water, or, like you and I have discussed before, you can freeze them overnight in your freezer, soak them in water, freeze them, and then get them out that next day. And then by the time you get out there, that frozen stuff is melted, and it's still nice and cool. Put it around your neck. And I can't get over, just by taking that cloth off my neck, there's like this heat spot in the back. So it really, really does work. It's amazing how that can cool you down quite a bit. That's one way to beat the heat. Besides, if you can't get to a water place to metal detect, I'm sure you've got some experiences with some of those cooling towels as well.
Yes.
What do you usually do?
Yep, I do the cooling towels, and then I got one of those, it's like a bucket cooling hat type thing, a safari hat-ish, and I will wet that and throw it in the freezer overnight. Then I actually have one of those, so water out in the field, I have a couple water cooler, I don't even know what they're called, water bottles even, and throw them in the freezer and then bring them out so they thaw while I'm out there. So it's, basically a frozen chunk, and about an hour in, it's got plenty of water to drink.
Right. Oh, man, I love doing that. I'll stick my water bottles in the freezer overnight and then get them out the next day and take them. And then we've also been filling a Yeti full with ice and then pouring our bottled water in there, and it just pretty much keeps it full.
Yeah, the Yetis. Yeah.
Or something like the Yetis. For sure, those are so helpful when beating the heat in this kind of weather. I don't have chat or my laptop with me, so I was wondering if anybody wanted to drop in chat. Maybe Amanda could read it. If you have another way you like to beat the heat in the summertime, something a little different from what we do, we would love to hear about it.
Yeah, Matt Wall in chat said, what about night hunting? Him and his friends go that direction at night. They'll go when the sun's down.
Heck yes. So what I've been trying to do, we've been trying to do is plan night hunting and morning hunting. Morning hunting, what I found about morning hunting as opposed to night hunting. Morning hunting, you've got the whole night that it's cooled down a lot. So if you can get up really early and hunt even in the dark early in the morning, it's going to be cooler than it would be at night in the summer, like especially if you're someplace in Texas. Now, other places not as much, but yes, one great way to beat the summer heat. And I absolutely love night hunting on the beach. When I lived in Galveston, that was one of my favorite things to do. I would stay out. I had my friend Amy and I, her husband that was the only time, she could get away from her kids and the husband, where he could